Since childhood, Konoha loved writing stories more than studying. She always remains inside her fantasy bubble and keeps writing piles of stories. One of them, her favorite, was the love story of two aristocrats, and she named the protagonist the same as her name. Years later, Konoha's mom calls her and asks about whether she threw out her old stuff. For a moment, Konoha doesn't realize she is talking about her stories and tells her to throw them. However, just as she realizes, she gets hit by a truck and wakes up in her own story. However, the person she reincarnates in isn't the protagonist Konoha, but the Villainess, Konoha's little sister Yana, who resents Konoha for being so happy. On top of it, she reincarnates at the worst point. Yana has already laid her hands on forbidden magic and is thrown in jail because of it. Soon, however, Konoha rushes to save her. Following her comes Jiniford, Konoha's lover, who knows about Iyana's every evil deed. But on Konoha's insistence, Iyana is sent to the border town castle that is managed by her family. Suddenly, Iyana realizes that according to her story, there is an assassin in the castle ordered to kill her, and that the assassin is one of the people Konoha saved in the past. At the castle, not a single servant pays attention to Iyana, except for her personal butler, Sol. However, Iyana recognizes that very Sol as the assassin she created. Deciding to prevent him from killing her, Iyana asks Sol to write a letter to Konoha. However, those letters are later intercepted by Jiniford, who is revealed to have sent Sol to kill Iyana. When Sol tells Iyana that her letters didn't reach Konoha, Iyana tries another method and says the same line Konoha said to Sol in the past, causing him to once again delay killing her. Eventually, Iyana regrets writing those fantasy stories without thinking once about the characters in them. She also remembers that the first villain of the story is Konoha's uncle, who had unrequited feelings for her mother, but since she passed away, he will capture Konoha and kill Jiniford. Immediately, she rushes to save Konoha on a horse and makes it on time, preventing Jiniford from dying. When her uncle once again wakes up and tries to attack Iyana, Sol comes and beats him up. He reveals he was following her all this time. Because of her actions, Jiniford concludes that Iyana was trying to save Konoha all this time from her uncle and justifies her actions. Without even realizing it, Iyana becomes closer to both Sol and Jiniford, both ideal characters she created to satisfy her desire.